Good afternoon, students. Today we will be continuing our chapter drawing in our subject mass transfer operations 2. The topic we will be seeing today is rate of drying curve. So it is one of the most important topics of the chapter. So what is rate of drying curve? It is a curve or graph plotted between rate of drying against temperature, moisture content, etc. So the drying characteristics of wet solids are generally described by drying rate curves obtained under constant drying conditions. These curves, mainly two curves, are important here. First is moisture content versus time and drying rate versus moisture content. Okay, as shown in figures 12.2. So 12.2 we can see two figures and 12.3 we'll see further. Consider that wet solids with an initial moisture content X. See figure 12.2a. Here we'll consider a certain solid whose initial moisture content is X. It has X amount of initially moisture in it, and this here X is the initial moisture content of the solid we are talking about. So this solid having initial moisture content X is exposed to air under constant temperature and humidity. So it is kept to dry, in simpler words. Now if we measure the moisture content with time, so as time increases or as time passes by, the amount of moisture starts to reduce. With time, the solid will keep on drying with time. Then this curve is obtained as figure 12.2a. We can see that here as time is increasing, with increase in time at points B, C, D, moisture content is keeping on decreasing until at E it reaches equilibrium moisture content. Here at equilibrium moisture content is X star. At point E, our solid is attaining equilibrium moisture content, and after that point, further drying will have no improvement in results. Another curve we have is the rate of drying versus time. So from which can be drawn from the previous curve we studied, that is 12.2a. We can draw another type of curve which is known as rate of drying curve. This curve is much more descriptive of the drying process. The rate of drying curves, it gives us relation between the rate of drying and expressed as the moisture evaporated. Here rate of drying is the moisture evaporated per unit time per unit area, and it is plotted against time. It can be constructed by measuring slopes of tangent drawn to the curve, the first curve that we studied, at different values of moisture content, and then calculating the rate with the given equation. So here we plot another curve, rate of drying versus time. The same curve now we will be understanding in detail and in various parts. So this curve is similar and much more descriptive than the previous one. This curve is rate of drying curve. Now this curve is divided into various parts as between A to E, starting from first part. So the process here, drying. So we are talking about rate of drying curve. Yes, it is divided into parts between A and E, starting from part A to B. The section A to B is the curve that represents warming up period. Hot air or whatever medium we are using here for drying, we start giving that to the solid in place. In this section, the temperature of the solid starts to become equal to the temperature of the drying medium. Here drying air. So can you see this section, part A to B? This is the warming up period, and in this period the temperature of the solid which has moisture starts to heat up and it goes up to the temperature of drying air. Further, moving to second section of the curve from point B to point C. Now this period, in this range we have constant rate of drying. We defined this term in our previous videos. So as per our definition, we have learned that constant rate period of drying is that part of drying during which rate of drying when expressed as moisture evaporated per unit time per unit area of the drying surface remains constant, which we can very clearly see in this graph. The rate of drying is constant, it remains constant while the moisture is decreasing. So from point B to point C, the horizontal line parallel to x-axis is known as constant rate period. Moving ahead, from point C to E is falling rate period. Now this falling rate period is divided or classified into two parts, from point C to D and point D to E as first falling rate period and second falling rate period. So starting from point C onwards, we missed important part about from point B to C. From point B to C, when constant rate of drying is occurring, in this layer what happens is the layer of water which is already on the surface of the solid, only that part of water is being evaporated. So B to C is constant rate of drying period, where only the surface water is being dried. Now from C to E, and in it is called falling rate period. Inside that, first falling rate period is from point C to point D. Starting from point C, some dry patches of solid have started to form on solid. So the wet solid containing moisture, now we start to see some dry patches on the solid surface, which signifies that drying is taking place. Here the rate of drying now decreases gradually as the solid keeps on drying. Rate of drying decreases for the unsaturated portion of solid. This section, section CD of the curve, represents the period where a zone of unsaturated surface drying is occurring. The moisture content at which the constant rate period ends and this falling rate period starts, that is at intersection of these two points here. At point C, where BC ends and CD starts, constant rate ends and falling rate starts. This point, or moisture content at this point, is known as critical moisture content. Now further, from point D, after we reach point D, from D to E, the surface of solid now is completely dry. So when we started this phase, we could see the patches of dry solid. As we reach the point D, the surface is now visually completely dry, but internally moisture is still present. So from point D to E, the main drying that takes place is internal drying. Now at point D, after point D, the surface of the solid is now completely dry and the internal moisture starts coming to the surface, which we will have to dry, and this goes on up till point E. At point E, we achieve our equilibrium moisture content, and the rate of drying over this section, like section D, is governed by rate of internal moisture present in the solid. The second falling rate, that is period D, represents zone where internal moisture movement controls. So the rate of drying is only and only dependent upon the internal moisture present in the solid. The rate of drying curve consists two parts. So we can divide this curve into two parts: constant rate period part and falling rate period part. So whatever we studied about this curve, it is mentioned here. We'll quickly read through it. Starting from section AB, the section AB represents the warming up period, during which temperature of solid is becoming equal to temperature of drying air. From B to C, the curve is a straight line parallel to x-axis, representing constant rate drying. This is all what we discussed right now. We'll quickly just read through it. Thus, the section BC is called the constant rate period, during which the layer of water on the surface of solid is being evaporated. Only the surface moisture is being evaporated. The rate of drying is constant from B to C as the drying takes place from saturated surface. Section CE of the curve represents falling rate period, composed of the first falling rate period CD and second falling rate period DE. From point C onwards, some dry patches have started forming on the surface of solid. The rate of drying decreases for unsaturated portion. Section CD represents period corresponding to zone of unsaturated drying. Moisture content at which constant rate period ends and drying rate starts is critical moisture content. After point D, the surface of solid is completely dry and now the internal moisture comes in picture and it starts coming to the surface and is continued up to point E, where equilibrium is attained. Rate of drying over which section DE is governed by rate of internal moisture content. And as we discussed, the curve can be divided into two parts: constant rate part and falling rate part. Further ahead, the rate of drying curve. Now this curve was given as the function of moisture content. The same curve now we will see as a function of time, which indicates how long each drying period lasts. So we can see the smaller period AB is a relatively smaller, comparatively smaller. BC is constant rate period, and then falling rate period is the longest, as the rate of drying keeps on decreasing with time. Moving ahead, now we'll see some factors depending on which the rate of drying depends. Main four factors are as mentioned here. First one is velocity of gas. Velocity of gas or air, which we use for drying, directly affects the rate of drying. More the velocity of gas, the more will be the or better will be the rate of drying. When velocity of gas or air is high, the rate of drying will also be high. Next is humidity of gas. If the gas is very more humid or highly humid, the rate of drying will be negatively impacted and rate of drying will be decreasing. So lesser the humidity, the better the rate of drying. Lesser the relative humidity, the more will be the rate of drying, as we can read. Next, third one is area of drying surface. This one is very obvious. If the area of wet surface is larger area will have more rate of drying, and vice versa. So if area of wet surface exposed to the gas or air is more, the rate of drying will also be more. Fourth and last factor is temperature. If the temperature of the gas is increased, its relative humidity decreases. So at higher temperature, humidity is less, and as we studied or we just now saw the effect of humidity on rate of drying. So if temperature is increased, humidity decreases, and lesser the humidity, the rate of drying improves, and thus increases a driving force, and so the rate of drying increases. So humidity and temperature are again interrelated. lesser humidity will higher temperature will result in lesser humidity, and which will help in achieving better rate of drying. So these are the four factors: gas velocity, gas humidity, area of drying surface, and temperature, which affect the rate of drying, or on which the rate of drying depends. Further, we'll be studying the mathematical relations of constant rate period of drying and falling rate period of drying. So what we saw today is rate of drying curve, its parts, and the factors which affect rate of drying.